Welcome to D&D Conversations Over Coffee. I'm Jen, the Blind Bard, here in Tailweaver's Tavern. I've got my morning cup, and I'm excited to let you know about all things D&D and TTRPG. First of all, thank you so much for all your continued support and adventuring with me through DungeonTube. You guys continue to be my why and the reason I do this. So I was wondering, what's the one thing you're struggling with right now as a blind player or a GM? And if I could make one video that would have the biggest impact on your table, what would it be? Let me know in the comments, or you could send me an email. I've got a link in my bio. So we're going to transition on to updates. We found out that our computer has cancer. It's been giving us problems for a while now, and it's pretty clear to us that it's on its last legs, and we use it for everything. So we ordered a new one, and it should be here in a couple weeks, but it set us back as far as long forms go because we reformatted, and then we can't find the edit that we were doing. So I had hoped to have it out this month, but it looks like it's going to be delayed. Hopefully next month we'll have it out. And I also wanted to let you know that if the stream cuts out for any reason, that's the reason why, because our computer is on its last legs. So hopefully not. And hopefully that won't affect our upload schedule. If it does, I'll let you know through community posts, but knock on wood for now, and hopefully it will be great. So I wanted to also let you know that since I can't read the chat, I have John modding for me to get again, and he will be letting me know about all the chats that come in so that I can respond to them. I wanted to start by talking about Mythic GM. It used to be a book, but it's actually, I think it still is a book. But that's how we first found out about it. And then we started using the Flash Player version, which was great. Mythic GM is a system neutral game master emulator, and it works. It works using like a chaos factor and percentile rolls. So you ask it a yes or no question, and it will give you an extreme yes to an extreme no. So a DM could put in the PCs, they could put in the enemies, they could put in story threads, and it will spit something out intermittently. And it just creates a whole bunch of crazy scenarios that you can't think of on your own. Hey, Twin Steel, glad to see you. Nice to see you in chat there. So it works well we used it for Star Wars primarily because Star Wars has narrative dice. So if you Fantasy Flight Star Wars, I love their narrative dice. I can't read them, but it's fun to roll them. And so like the positive dice are yellow, green, and blue. Negative dice are red, purple, and black. And that's a D20, D8, and D6 respectively. And the way the system works is they kind of cancel each other out. But you could end up with a critical hit and a despair in one roll. And it has positive and negative consequences. It's a lot of fun, but it works great with I cannot talk today, with Mythic GM. And yes, it's coffee is like the best thing ever. I am drinking blueberry, Death Wish blueberry right now. Anyone who knows me knows that I love flavored coffees, and blueberry is one of my favorites. And feel free to let me know what you're drinking in chat. So the way we like to use Mythic GM with Star Wars is, someone would set up the plot threads, and there would be certain things that certain things were canon. Like one of our funnest house rules. Oh, funnest. God, that's not even a word. So one of the house rules we implemented, and this was before my time, but John called it the Fexor rule. And that's because our friend Charlie played a Star Wars character named Fexor, and he used to run his mouth quite a bit. And so we instituted this rule, or John did, that anything that is spoken out loud is also spoken in game. And that didn't stop him from running his mouth, but it did make for some interesting situations. Because if you say, oh, this character is a insert swear word here, yeah, you can imagine all the stuff that happened as a result of that. Oh, cool. English breakfast tea and mate are really like I've heard of English breakfast, never heard of mate. Is that a tea or a coffee? Oh, coffee. Oh, yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Coffee mate would make sense. So basically anything that was said in game was kind of canon. So you had to be really careful about what you said at our table. I wish I could have. I didn't know John then. I wish I could have. It would have been interesting. So my general rule of thumb is never ask a question that you don't want to know the answer to. Like, does the box want to upgrade? And what I mean by that is, does it want to upgrade the role? Because sometimes people would ask, and I'd be like, why are you asking that? So funny story, we call Mythic GM the box. And the reason why we do is because it was named after a box holocron that my other friend Matt got when he was playing Star Wars, also before my time. And what ended up happening is he used it so much that it took him over, and they had to potato him, meaning they had to cut off his arms and his legs so that he could not kill the whole party, because that's what it came down to, essentially. So that's why we always refer to it now as the box. So running box games is fun because we've all been there where you don't want to DM, but everyone wants to play. So this allows us to do that. And I was really sad when Flash Player went away, because we kind of lost. Yes, potatoing someone is brutal. And I in this next story, my character should have been potatoed, but we'll get there. I haven't tried the latest version of Mythic GM. I know there's a new one out there, but we want to experiment. John actually trade. Wow, I cannot talk today. Trained ChatGPT to act as Mythic GM. So we're hoping that it will be our new box. So after we finished the ShadowDark game that we're doing, we are going to try that and see how it works. So, have you ever heard the tale of Darth Mittens the Fluffy? It's not a story, it's not a tale that the Jedi would tell. In fact, the only reason why she's alive today is because the two clones that found her didn't have the heart to murder an innocent youngling. If only they knew what she would grow up to become. So, my character was Paz. And then we had Charlie and John as the two clones. And this was back in COVID. So it was a couple of years ago. Okay. And there goes my AirPod. So I can, yes. So Paz was a cat person, and this was post-Clone War. And at the time of the game's beginning, she was a teenager. And the first mission that they got, because they were just trying to make ends meet, is intercepting cargo from a ship and then giving it to their contact. So when they get on there, they get on the ship, they intercept the cargo, and it's one of these. Although it's glowing red. The battery's dead, but so it was a red holocron. We found out that it had memories of Sith lieutenant. So it was quite powerful. So we get to the rendezvous point, and we were attacked because, we didn't, unbeknownst to us, the ISB was doing a sting operation. We were caught right in the middle of it. So, Pause, we were doing our best to fight them, because Paz really didn't know what was happening. She was kind of naive, wanted to believe the best in everybody. She saw that our contact was injured, and she wanted to help. She's like, maybe, is there anything we can do to save her? And the clones were like, nah, just let her die. It's fine. And then, but she didn't want to let that go. So she was talking to the holocron, started whispering to her and said, I can help you. I can save her. Use me, and you can save her. And she thought, well, what harm could it do? If I just use it for good, it should be fine. Yes, it's a Sith holocron, but I'm not a Sith. I'm just going to use it for good. So she used it, and she healed her. And the payment she received was the contact trying to immediately kill us. So needless to say, she got away, our contact, but without the holocron, because Paz kept it. And then fast forward. Yep. Fast forward to Oh my gosh. Oh, Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I've never tried that. That sounds so interesting. Okay, so the contact got away. She felt immediately more powerful after she accepted the holocron's assistance. And then let's fast forward to we were salvaging a ship later on, and we got attacked by pirates. So they're shooting at us and we're trying to defend ourselves. And Paz decides that she's going to go up to the ship's cannon and attempt to shoot them from the inside. So she does that, accidentally blows up Charlie's leg. Apparently she's not. It does. Yeah, it happens to all his characters. Every single Star Wars character, he loses a leg somehow. Apparently Paz wasn't a good shot. He did end up getting it fixed. Got a bionic leg, but I don't know if he really trusted her after that one. And then there was the time that we were working for the rebellion and we were fighting ATST. Now, this is post-Clone Wars, so all the Jedi all the Jedi were pretty much killed, and if they discovered a Jedi, they would, come after them. So I remember this well because no one wanted to go out and fight, and Paz decided that she would go because she was the strongest fighter in the group. So she's out there and she wasn't doing good with her original weapon. So she's like, screw it, I'm going to draw my lightsaber and trying to take this guy out. So she draws her lightsaber and then attracts the Empire. And I mean, I think we had to retreat because we couldn't win that war. Yes, and the ATST shot me in the face, blinded me. And irony, right? Because I'm blind in real life, and now I'm also blind in game. I was pissed because I play games to escape just for a minute my blindness. I didn't want to be blind in the game too. But we took care of that. I think we used the Force. I got Farsight. And if I committed a die, I always had Farsight. Otherwise, if it wasn't committed, I was completely blind and I couldn't see anything. So that's how we handled it in that game. So Paz all this time is continuing to use the holocron because now she's got a taste of his power and she's hooked, but she doesn't think she has a problem. It's like, all right, so I'm still using it for good, so I'm still good. There's no problem here. So a comment from Twin Steel said, I'm paraphrasing. First you tell us you were a seer, and then you tell us that you were blinded. The universe has its own twisted sense of humor. Yes, I agree with that completely. All right. So we were laying low on this armpit planet because I needed to heal from my injury. And we were attacked by Sith. Go figure, right? Yes, they found out I used the lightsaber. So the Sith, the Empire was hunting me. The Sith boarded our ship and attacked us. And we had to work together to fight them off. And this is where things took a turn for the worse. Because after we won that battle, the holocron wanted me to attack my friends. And I'm like, hell no. So I made a discipline check and failed. And if you know anything about the Star Wars system, you know that once you fail a roll, it gets harder every time. Oh, okay. And it's also part of the box. So I failed, and I kept failing because I'm like, no, I'm not going to attack my friends. I think I was up to the highest you can go is like 5 reds. I think I was up to 4 reds, 3 purples, and a force die. So it was pretty bad. And so finally, I don't know how I did it, but I succeeded my roll, which was insane. And I was relieved because finally she had escaped its influence. She kept on trying to space it, but she couldn't bring herself to get rid of it. And so after I kind of attacked them the first time, they managed to get the holocron away from me, and they hid it. They took my lightsaber too. So they hid it someplace where I didn't know where it was. And I told them to space it. Then they decided they were going to go to sleep. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm at least going to get my lightsaber back. So I searched for my lightsaber, and I found it. But I also found the holocron. So now we were back to where we started, square one. And this time, when the holocron told me to attack them, there was nothing I could do. So I attacked them, stole the ship, and left them for dead. And that is the unfortunate tale of Darth Mittens, the Fluffy. Now she is a NPC, and the next time we play Star Wars, she will be the big bad, probably. Interesting character to play. Interesting that she was blind. And at the time I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. The one thing I could have rolled for a critical injury, I was hoping to like lose a limb or something, but blindness, geez. But that's the other thing too. When you play a blind character, you have to be mindful of, the senses that we use every day. When we're blind, they're built up and practiced. So it's not like we get extra senses. We have to really work at that to make them work for us. And even though I got farsight, and essentially my vision back in the real world, obviously it doesn't work like that because I can't fix my blindness. So, I always believe that if you're going to play a blind character, you should play one, but just know that they have weaknesses and play accordingly. So Twin Steel wants to know if we ever played pre-Clone Wars and if we ever tried Edge of the Empire. And since I am not I don't pretend to know everything about Star Wars, I'm going to ask the moderator, did we ever, which games did we play the most? So I'm getting Edge of the Empire, Fate of Destiny, what was it? The Edge of the Rebellion? The Age of Rebellion, sorry. Yeah, John's the big Star Wars fan. I don't pretend to know anything about Star Wars. I've seen the movies, but I'm not like a diehard fan. So, and at the time, I really didn't know anything about holocrons. And I didn't know anything about how the box operated. So I wasn't aware that the rolls would get progressively harder the more I failed. Had I known, I probably wouldn't have made the choices I made. But, they did warn me out of game. Chuck and John, they were just like, you don't want to do this. Trust me. And they told me the potato story, and I didn't listen because I thought I knew better. I thought I could resist it. And I learned my lesson. But that is the cautionary tale of Darth Mittens the Fluffy. Yep. So Twin Steel wants to know if I have any recommendations on playing a blind character. Yeah. So what you're going to want to do is, since no blindness is the same, if you have an idea of like the type of blindness you want to play, make sure to like look into it, research it, because everyone's going to have their own like list of accommodations they need. Like take me, for example. I do best in very bright light, and no busy backgrounds for me, because it makes it so difficult to see busy backgrounds. So I try and keep everything very simple. And their experiences are going to be different too. So like orientation and mobility, like how we get around and how we figure out where we are in space, that's all going to be different. Some people are really good at navigation, and other people are just need to travel like rotely, like they learn one route and they're done. So there's all sorts of individual differences there. And yeah, maybe I should. Do you want me to make a video about that? I could do a video about blind NPCs, if that would be interesting, like using blind NPCs in your game. Actually, it's really interesting. So Dare Rubus asked about, how Star Wars is without much lore and background, and actually it's surprisingly good. And this is why I'm willing to try any game, regardless of whether I know it or not, because the scenarios are different. Like they're always different. I had no interest in playing Star Wars the first time, but once we got into it, and we were able to participate and we had agency, that changed everything. So I am by no means a Star Wars fan, but I love playing the system because, well, first, I love the narrative dice, even though I can't see them. And second, it's such a good box game that, and I always enjoy those because it just presents different scenarios that you wouldn't normally see. So yeah, I don't know. I played so many games that I didn't really have any knowledge of beforehand, like Conan and tons of other ones. So it was really cool. It was cool. Oh yes, Vikings and Star Trek, and I don't know, Simbaroon I never had tried before. Forbidden Lands. So there's a lot of them. So okay. Yeah. So Twin Steel said it would be cool talking about the blind players. Yeah, definitely. We will I'll make a video about it. Oh, so Twin Steel said he wants to include more people in his games, but he's not sure how to do it. Well, don't worry, we got you covered. We'll do some shorts and some videos on it so that you can. Yeah. So like I said at the beginning of the stream, there is going to be a box game coming soon. John has the story for it. He sent me a Star Wars opening crawl. That's the word I was thinking of. And actually it was great because it reads with voiceover. So that was really interesting. And I'm hoping that, after the ShadowDark game, after the first scroll, we'll take a little pause there and try the box with Star Wars, see how it goes. I'm excited. Yes, Chat GPT Star Wars with the box. So it should be a good game. Oh, yes. And we also have plans to play Nimble in the future. And I'm actually looking forward to playing the Barbarian class. I think that's the one you worked on. That sounds so fun. And so what's up next? We have people coming over today to continue the ShadowDark campaign. So we last left off where we were in the well and we were pretty much unconscious. We had met the Echo, kind of, and had offered it something. I think we offered it gems. We put them in Haldren's hand because he was unconscious, and that woke him up, but it also made us go unconscious. So it might be a quick game. Who knows? But I'm excited to see what happens next. And that's unless you have any other questions, that's it for this stream. We are going to be streaming next week with Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo, and then we're going to be interviewing Heidi Gygax Garland and Eric Garland from Gaxland because they're coming to Page in January. So if that's of interest to you, the stream is every Friday night at 9:30 p.m. EST. And we'd love to have you if you're interested. Twin Steel says it's definitely one of the classes that he worked the hardest on or the most on. And yeah, that's why I wanted to try it, because you mentioned you worked on it. So, and I remember the last time I played a barbarian was in the, oh gosh, what's that Viking game called? Fate of the Norns, where I played a barbarian, and it was super fun. So I'm anxious to do that again. if no one's and if you're not familiar with it, it's played completely with runes. There's no dice. It's just runes, different colored runes. So it's a lot of fun. Although for DMs, I don't think it's easy because they have to make everything, and it takes a while to make characters, even NPCs. So Twin Steel says, "Oh, cool. He's looking forward to the stream, and we're looking forward to having you." In fact, last night on the stream, you kind of inspired me to ask about house rules, and so it was very interesting. We had Matt Ballant and Scott. Oh, what's his last name? He's an artist. Stan. I'm sorry. Yes. I get names wrong all the time. I always want to call him Scott. Stan Brown and Matt Ballant. And that was a very interesting stream. All of them are really good. So they're up in on the Philly Gaming Expo channel if you want to catch past ones. We've had some pretty interesting guests. In court, Baron Durop was on I think May 13th, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. So yeah, and I'm sure there'll be more people joining. He's always looking to get different guests and things. So and Matt Ballant also made Valley of the Pharaohs, which is kind of like a D&D Pharaoh game. So we actually have it. It's really good. Okay, so that's all I've got for this week, unless you have any other questions. So I think we will leave it here. As always, may your rolls be high, your spirits higher, and may your voice always weave wonders. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week ahead, and I hope to see you Friday. And if not, I will see you definitely next week.